Hi there, Leo. Thank you for joining me for your year 2013 forecast. There's a tremendous amount of planetary activity that goes on every day and every week, so the amount that goes on in a year is just absolutely phenomenal. My aim here, therefore, is to give you a very clear overview, a structure that you can relate to, and then fill in the details from my weekly and monthly forecasts, which are always available to you. But I feel the story of this year actually began last year, and November was a key month. Two eclipses occurred, firstly a solar followed by a lunar eclipse towards the end of the month. Now it could be that you've had to let go of some of your desire to be sociable and do as you want as an independent individual, unless of course you want to have some disapproval come to you from family members. So there may be part of you that's going through some kind of compromise, and it will continue right through till May between being that free spirit and doing what other people want you to do. So a little bit of control can come into play and you may rebel against it. And then at the start of this year, Pluto is going to be hugely important. There's a solar return which sees Pluto alongside the Sun, suggesting that whilst we all make very virtuous commitments at the turn of each year, the chances are you're going to really mean it. And whether it's to lose weight, stop smoking, drink less, change your job, get more satisfaction from the work that you do, make your life run more organised in a more organised way, the determination to achieve this is going to be quite strong for much of this year. In fact, January can see a lot of activity around these areas. But there's also a much more free radical trio of energies coming from Uranus, Mars and Jupiter, which are pushing you to link up with other bolder, more perhaps daring types of characters who will push you beyond your comfort zone, or the interests you have will see you push yourself beyond your comfort zone. So the more disciplined side of life, which Pluto and the Sun are asking you to commit to, comes into conflict with this desire to be much freer and much more individualistic. And I do feel that that's going to go on all through this year. Now Saturn, the planet of structure, continues in your home and emotional zone. So if you've been making some physical improvements to your abode, it wouldn't be a surprise. Or perhaps you've been making some repairs. There could also be restriction around family life. If you have kids, you may crave for the time that you can go out and do your own thing. If you don't have children and you have quite a free life, you may crave for the family life that you feel that everyone else has got. It's something that will depend on your unique circumstances. But from the middle of February, Saturn starts to go backwards. And I do feel that there will be times when life could feel quite tough in the following 6 months. It certainly won't be a walk in the proverbial park. And then from March, there is a square between Uranus and Pluto, which goes on until the end of the year. And I have to be honest, this was one that was very prominent for you last year. And again, it's about this thing, a pull between being a free individual, a free spirit, and doing what you know you should really be doing. And there can be some real conflict. You may find yourself spinning a lot of plates at different times, trying to keep these two entities balanced. And I don't think it's going to be particularly easy. Now, in the early part of June, Jupiter, the planet of fortune, moves into a more philosophical part of your horoscope. This could boost your interest in complementary medicine, in more traditional religions, or more new age interests in these areas. You may find yourself being drawn towards someone who has knowledge, someone who seems to be a bit of a guru. As long as you don't put them on a pedestal, the second half of the year can be great. This person can show a lot of support, give you a lot of guidance, but don't ever forget that they're an ordinary human being, just like you and I. Now there is also a solar eclipse which occurs in May. And this solar eclipse occurs in the part of your horoscope which is to do with the way you link up with the wider world. So if you like, your ambitions. And your ambitions for you are going to be coming into conflict with your desire to be expressive and to show people just how much flair you can show and artistry. And again, you may have to make a trade between wanting something, but you can't necessarily get it on your own terms. Now, there is also going to be a solar eclipse which occurs in November. And this solar eclipse occurs in an area which is very, very much, again, to do with your home and family life. But Saturn is going to be bang alongside. But just before that, towards the end of October, there is a lunar eclipse. Once more, this freedom issue against responsibilities and obligations is to the fore. So I think you're going to see that, yes, you can make progress in your life if you're wanting to renovate a property, to downsize or upsize, but it will come with other strings attached. Now, this is just natural. Life is like that. A lot of people in astrology tend to express things in a very simple way. It isn't a simple thing. It's a very complex meshing of lots of wheels of energy moving around. But we have to try to relate to it in a way which helps you to understand what your needs are. And I think your needs this year are very much to show that you are a one-off, that you are an individual, but at the same time there are other people who have other calls on your time and other commitments, and it is balancing these two principles is the central theme of this year for you. Thank you for joining me, good luck, and goodbye for now.